Hey Stash fans, Chef Mully's back per our Thursday night agreement, and we're going to have a cooking episode for you tonight. Tonight we are doing an Italian stuffed squid, and I got me 2 pounds of fresh squid, eyeballs and all, as you can see. And we're also going to be doing some grilled marinated shrimp. I haven't really figured out the marinade yet, but I think I'm just going to use some lime juice, some olive oil, some garlic, salt, pepper, maybe some red pepper flakes. And for the squid, I'm gonna sort of make like a stuffing to stuff in there, cook it with a tomato sauce. I have the recipe I found in a paleo Italian cookbook. I've never actually made squid before, and I've never seen a recipe like this before, so it'll be new. And we're gonna follow the squid recipe. We're gonna make the shrimp one up as we go. So let me get started. I have to peel and devein all these shrimp and get those soaking, so I'm gonna go get started. Alright Stash fans, I'm going to show you how to take care of a squid. This I actually found out through trial and error, and believe it or not, you don't need the internet for everything. So these two little guys here are a squid. You'll see you have the head, the beady little eyes, its tentacles, and congratulations to Mrs. Stash because she knew that the tentacles came out of the head. I didn't. In fact, if you look at it, they almost look like a mustache, sort of like Mully has. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so the best way I found, and there might be a better way, I've never done this before, is you take the head, sort of pull it all out. The guts should come out with it. And then there's also this backbone, so you gotta dig it out. I've been doing this under the faucet, which is nice because there's ink pouch. And you can see here comes the backbone all the way out. So there's that. Also, I like to take these little fins off and I peel it, so I just grab the fins and I pull and it just peels. So then I rinse this off really good, and I take a scissors and I just snip just a little bit of the end off so I have a nice even cut there. And then once I rinse it off really good, I turn it inside out, which is easier to do once you cut a little bit there, and then I can get any remnants of the backbone out or any of the guts that are still in there. And even though it doesn't look like there's still quite a bit in there. So again, the head and guts all come out. You can see the ink pouch right there, and it just looks like about to rupture. So then here comes it ruptured. The backbone broke in half, which means I'm gonna have to go digging for the rest of it, and then just peel it off. These little suckers are slimy. Oh, I think I got squid juice in my face. Oh, at least it doesn't taste so bad. And if any of you are thinking this is gross, just know this is calamari. When you go out to a restaurant and you get really expensive calamari, that's what this is. They take this little part and then they just cut this into rings and they fry it. So it's really expensive at a restaurant, but if you were to do it yourself, which sounds like a really good video, it is only $3 a pound at the Asian market. And you can see here's the rest of the backbone coming out the bottom right there. But you can see the dark color in here. The ink pouch did rupture in this one, so that one's going to have to get cleaned out. But it's really no big deal. When they're all rinsed, they look like this. This is rinsed, been inside and out. It's good to go. So these will all be there. And then I'm going to salt, season them, whatever, and then we're going to stuff them and get them to go. So we will be back with that. Hey Stash fans, finally had to make a family effort out of it, get all the shrimp peeled and deveined and all the squid ready. I have the squid here soaking in some salt water. I figured why not, right? Squid come from salt water, so until I'm ready to use them, might as well let them be where they're most happy at. Right now I got the shrimp in this bowl. Turns out I have a cut in my finger I didn't know about, so I just squirted lime juice in there. But I'm just getting the marinade ready for the shrimp. I just started the grill. So for the shrimp marinade, I'm just adding some limes, some garlic, some cayenne pepper, some paprika, maybe some salt, pepper. There's a recipe I got from Mrs. Stash. So we will try that. I'm going to grill these. And once I get these marinating, I'm going to get the stuffing made for the squid. So we will get back to that when that's ready. Hey Stash fans, we got the grill going, we got the shrimp in the marinade. Now it's time to make the sauce for the stuffed squid. I'm just following this recipe like I said. So the first thing is, I'm going to read it as I go, is a can of tomatoes. I don't have crushed tomatoes, I just have peeled tomatoes because the only tomatoes I use are San Marzano tomatoes. And that's okay because I can just use an immersion blender or my hand just to crush those. So that's fine, I'm not too worried about it. So it calls for some of that. It calls for some dried thyme, which I just have in my hand. Now it calls for dried thyme. All I have is ground thyme, so I'm going to use a half a teaspoon as opposed to a whole teaspoon what it calls for. So, ooh, that's some strong stuff. Let's see. We need some salt, some red pepper flakes. I have some red pepper flakes here. And okay, teaspoon salt, half teaspoon pepper, a couple garlic cloves, red pepper flakes. So, put in about a quarter teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I'm just using the half teaspoon measure. It's close enough. And if you guys want this recipe, just throw it in the comments and I could probably get it to you. But like I said, I'm just using a paleo Italian cookbook I found at the used bookstore. Some pretty neat stuff in here. And I'm not on the paleo diet per se, but I like some of these paleo recipes, and I figured since I'm trying to better myself, I'd not, make a couple of healthier food choices as well. But I still like my red meat, and I still like junk food and everything I can. So maybe some of this will offset it. Some of the big differences is instead of using something else, I'm using almond meal to stuff this with. So I think the paleo diet is mostly sort of like a grain-free, dairy-free diet. Anything that can be farmed. Ooh, there's a big bug crawling to come and get me, so I'll just let it go on its merry way. I think along with this tonight, I'm also going to make some yellow rice. This is what I normally use in my paella, and I know it's, will you stop following me, bug? It's, I know it's not paleo. Like I said, I'm not trying to be paleo, but I like some of the recipes. So I'm going to hit this with the immersion blender. I'm going to put it on until it simmers. Then we will start, let me clean this little mess up, and then we will start getting the stuffing for the squid made. Hey Stash fans, time for us to make the filling for the squid. It looks like it's going to take some almond meal, which we ended up finding at Sprouts. Ooh, I just made a big old mess. I've never actually cooked with almond meal before. It's sort of strange looking. But anyway, needs a half cup of that. And I know I could be using a half cup measuring, but I had the quarter out from before. I said I'll just keep it out and use it again, not a big deal. And then we need to throw that. Let's see, we need a couple eggs, which I already took out and put in a bowl. So that's just 2 large eggs. 3 cloves garlic. And I really like these little garlic presses for when you're in a pinch, in a hurry like this. It really makes really good timing of crushing the garlic. The oven just went off. It told me it's at 350, so we're going to put it in the oven at 350 for about a half hour. So it really shouldn't go too bad. And then I have about a quarter cup fresh chopped leaf parsley, flat leaf parsley here. I'm just throwing in, and that is actually it. I guess I just get in there and stir this up. When this is all stirred up, I'm just going to put it in a Ziploc bag. Cut the corner off the bag, sort of like one of those pie decorated, cake decorated bags. I'm not really sure what they're called. And then I'm just going to fill these squid that I have right here, drained, ready to go. So we'll get back to you when I start doing that. Alright Stash fans, now is the time. This may surprise some of you because I'm a man of so many talents, but I have never stuffed squid before. Never dealt with squid before. It's turning out to be problematic, actually. I can't even get it open. But anyway, somehow I'm going to open this squid. Drop the squid. And maybe, I may or may not get the stuffing in. Son of a bitch. We're back after technical difficulties. I found if I use the thing for a baster, it seems like it might work. Nope, that's not working. Alright, the baster didn't work. We don't have a pipette bag. So I got another Ziploc and I just put a smaller hole in it. Problem is, the squid are really sticky together, so it's hard to open them. And they're also slimy. So when we try to squeeze to fill it up, it likes to shoot off the end. So I'm not sure yet if this is going to work either. I was able to get one partially filled, but that was only one, so we will see. Alright, Stash fans, troubles in paradise. We actually only had enough stuffing to stuff 5½. So we had a whole bunch more squid, so we just laid them in there instead of remaking the stuffing. We just called it because it was quite difficult. But I'm still going to put the sauce over it, like so. Make sure it splashes everywhere. That's the key to success. And then we're just going to throw that in the oven for about a ½ hour or so. And during that time the rice is cooking, we will get the shrimp on the little skewers, slap them on the grill. They only take about 6 minutes to grill at most, I would say. And we will show you the end result. Alright, Stash fans, my tripod just fell apart, so I'm holding the camera, might be a little wiggly. This is the final result. There I have the shrimp that I did on the bobby. Right there, there's the disappointed stuffed squid dish. This is what it looks like on a plate. You can see I have some Spanish rice I made, some of that stuffed squid, and some of the shrimp. I'm excited to try the squid to see how that works out. Alright, so it wasn't a total failure because we still got an edible meal out of it, but that's always good. And it tasted just fine. It was just really disappointing to stuff the squid. So I have a feeling that's going to be in my future doing that again so I can show who's boss. Anyway, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, find me on Twitter @MullyStash, and we will see you tomorrow.